His limp was less pronounced this afternoon when LeBron arrived for his media session. His sense of humor is still strong. He messed with me pretty good. Is there any question about your availability on Sunday, and how far from 100% are you today?
No, if I had to say today, I'd probably be out on Sunday. I probably won't play. Nah, I'll be all right. I'll be in uniform on Sunday, and I should be 100% by Sunday.
The third time LeBron took himself out of the game, he had to be carried off.
He was competing at an extremely high level. The only other answer would have been, to pace himself, and he doesn't have that in his DNA.
If a player like LeBron James coming out of the ball game down 2, then it's serious.
His body cramped from chest to toes. He noticed he wasn't feeling well in the second quarter. For the first time in his career, he changed his sweaty uniform at halftime.
I've never played in an NBA game like it was last night as far as the heat. It's not an excuse, but it was extreme conditions.
2.5 bags of IV after the game. He was up all night using the bathroom. But otherwise, his preparation and post-game treatments are what they should be.
The body just decides to shut down. I've hydrated as much as I could to a point where your stomach feel like it just can't take anymore. And last night it just got to a point where the body just had enough.
Over here in this hot place, you turn the AC off to get a victory.
That's right. An air conditioning malfunction turned the AT&T Center into a sauna during Game 1 of the NBA Finals Thursday night.
The closer I get to the court, the closer it gets to 90 degrees.
I feel like a player. The players should have had 2 different jerseys out there because they were sweating so bad.
The almost triple-digit temperatures on the court affected one player in particular more than everyone else.
Good crossover by James, and on the landing, immediately cramps up.
I really started to feel it in the second quarter. And I never changed my uniform, but at halftime I changed my whole uniform. I knew the conditions was a little extreme.
After LeBron left the game due to cramping, it didn't take the social media team over at Gatorade long to chime in on the King leaving the court early. Here's a few tweets from the sports drink giant. We were waiting on the sidelines, but he prefers to drink something else. Gatorade then followed that tweet with this: the person cramping wasn't our client. Our athletes can take the heat. LeBron is currently sponsored by Powerade.
Yeah, I really don't care about that sports group, the drink group that has something to say. I'm not even going to say their name.
On Friday, Gatorade sipped back their comments, issuing an apology that read, quote, "We got caught up in the heat of the battle. As a longtime partner of the Miami Heat, we support the entire team," end quote.
Obviously, I'm conscious about the things I endorse, but that's not in the forefront of my mind when I'm trying to win a championship.
And while many athletes had tweets regarding LeBron James and his cramps, surprisingly, former Miami Dolphins offensive lineman Jonathan Martin, who should know a thing or two about having your toughness questioned, tweeted and deleted the following: "With that said, come on, bruh, drink a Gatorade and get out there."
What everybody have to say, you guys should know me by now. I don't care. I really don't. I really don't care what people say about me. I really don't care. This is about the Spurs and the Heat, and it's not about everybody else, man. I don't care.
Cramped up last night in Game 1. He didn't look too good, suffering full body cramps second half. Took himself out 3 times, had to be carried off the court the last time he came out. And then he witnessed the Spurs' fourth quarter rally from the bench. The Heat went from up 7 points to down 15. The Heat lose Game 1, 110-95, but LeBron seems to be getting better.
Last night it just got to a point where the body just had enough. You know, it was just dehydrated. I mean, between jumping and running and cutting and sweating.
From the outside, it's a cramp. Can't play through a cramp. But until you walk into someone's moccasins, you don't know what somebody's body is going through.
Spurs shooter Danny Green seemed to benefit the most after LeBron left the game. Green started 0 for 6, and then he made 3 threes late in the game. That would clinch it for San Antonio. The Spurs get Game 1 at home, but they're not getting overly crazy about it.
We've not done anything yet. We did this last year, and the series didn't turn out the way we wanted it to.
Even if you are 3-0, it's not going to be over, because they are great competitors. They are a great team. They play well. They got the best player in the world. So it's not going to be over till it's over.
As pained as he looked limping off the court after the game last night, LeBron James is feeling a little better today.
I'm pretty sore right now, just from the muscles spasming up, and now they're starting to release.
There was a figurative and literal meltdown by the Heat. No air conditioning at the AT&T Center. LeBron cramped so bad, 3 times he asked out of the game in the second half. The last time, he was carried off.
It just shut down. My body just shut down. Basically, my body said, okay, enough jumping for you for the night. We've had enough. Nothing I can do about it.
The Heat led the Spurs by a game-high 7 points in the fourth quarter. The lead and the heat evaporated. After this bucket by LeBron, the Heat down 2. LeBron left for good, still just under 4 minutes to play.
Disappointed in myself, angry at myself that I couldn't be out there where I know my team needs me the most.
The Spurs closed on a 31-9 run. The Heat lose game 1 by 15, 110-95. Nobody's blaming the AC malfunction, but it didn't help.
It took a toll, man. I mean, it affects the game. I mean, we're not used to playing in 100+ degrees, 110+ degrees, as crazy as that sounds. So, I mean, nobody is. We're in the pros, man. I think we've earned the right to play in some AC, so.